Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Swedes Farm. It's Rich. Holly's got the camera today. It's that day. It's the day we all look forward to. Chicks are coming. Hopefully. They were supposed to come 2 days ago and we got a call at the last second. So they're hopefully coming today. I've been asked 100 times by newbies, new folks to chickens, what do I need for my setup? And I thought, you know what? We're set up, so let's run through it. There's only a few things you gotta have, but they're darn important. The first thing is you gotta have a place for your new chicks. Think about the size that you need for the number of chicks that you've got. If you've got 100 chicks coming, you probably shouldn't put them in something that's, the size of a shoebox. But if you've got, as you can see, we've got a cattle trough. If you've got 4 chicks coming, this might be overkill. So think through ahead of time what you've got that you can house them in as they get older. It's really important when they're brand new that you've got a real secure place for them. If you notice the cattle trough, this is perfect. It's rounded corners, some things, boxes, totes, whatever, that have square corners. You can kind of get, once you get chicks, you'll understand. They run, they stampede basically. They'll get one caught in the corner and they'll jump on top and smash them in the corner. Try to not have corners. This cattle trough is perfect for us. We've got 40 of them coming today. 20 of the barred Plymouth Rock and 20
Isa Browns.
Isa Browns. Okay. Got to make sure I'm saying it right. Bringing Holly in. So you got a structure. We have this in my office. So I can sit and do some work and have them in the background. If something's going on and they need attention, I can jump over quick. That rarely happens. If you've got cats, dogs, pets of some kind, you probably should put a cover of some kind on, some sort of metal, something that's going to breathe, something that's going to let heat out. If you put a solid cover on there, you could smother them. The heat could build up. So think of your structure, how you can protect that structure to keep your new chicks protected. So the first thing, a structure. You need something, and then hopefully, they're not going to live their entire life here, so you're working on your other structure. Ours will move from here out to the little girl coop out in the barn, so they'll make a big move. The second thing you need some heat. They need to stay warm. They come and they're these little fluffy ping pong balls, and they've got a little bit of down on them. Within a couple days, they're starting to get some feathers, but it takes a while for them to get feathered. Probably 6 weeks before they're completely feathered. You need some heat. We've got a nice infrared heat lamp. It's down here. I've checked it. The height, the height is perfect. It's about 90, 95 degrees right in the middle, 90 in quite a circle. And when we get the girls later, we'll know whether it's too hot, too cold. If it's too hot, they're going to be out here, all sitting at the edge. If it's too cold, they're going to be right underneath it. All of them will be right underneath it. If it's just perfect, they'll be running around. They'll get cool. They'll come back under the heat lamp. They'll come back and they'll be able to move around. So we'll see. As they get older and they get bigger, they get a few feathers on them, they need less and less heat. This is very crudely put together. It is a T-post with the lamp hanging on top on 2 chairs. I can put some 2x4s underneath the legs of the chairs and continue to raise it up to lower the temperature in here. So it doesn't have to be all fancy, just this thing's taped on there. Structure, heat. The other 2, food and water. Pretty simple stuff. We've got an open trough of food. We've got another trough where with 15 holes on each side that they can stick their head into and get the food. They're going to pick up on that really quick. And then we've got 2 waterers, just open basin waterers at the bottom. It's sitting right on the shavings. It's going to fill up with shavings. The girls are going to kick those shavings in there. After a couple days, when they're just a little bit taller, I'm going to put those up on 2 little pieces of 2x4, and then they'll be able to reach up a little higher. When Holly or I get the chicks, the first thing you do is you unbox them, stick their beak in the water, let them get a drink. They will instantly know where the water is then, and you've done your thing. They'll know where the water is. Introduce them to the food. They're going to know where that is, and you're off and running. Food, water, heat, and protection. We put down wood shavings as the base. I know some people are real, it's a divisive subject. Some will put down paper towels on top of it to cover it so they don't eat the wood shavings. In our years of raising chickens, I don't remember seeing them just gorging themselves on wood shavings. I'm sure they've pecked and eaten a couple, but when I see them, they're over in the food, they're over in the water, they're running around, socializing, doing their thing. We also put a bar here. This will get used after a few days. They'll be up on it. This is their first roost, so they're going to get used to jumping up there. Something to play on. After, I don't know, a couple days here, I'm going to get a pan, and I'm going to make a small dust bath for them. They will be dust bathing that first night. You'll see them dig down and start fluffing their wings, and they're dust bathing. It's imprinted in them. It's amazing that they'll be dust bathing that first day. So we're going to get them a formal dust bath with some dirt, some ash from a fire, and a little diatomaceous earth, just a tiny bit. This is all you need. You don't need a lot of other supplies, chemicals, anything else. Food, and I should say food. We're using Purina Chick Starter, starter food. Can you read what's on the box? Or on the bag? Just to show what we use. It is a medicated food. They're going to be pooping in the water and eating that, and I don't want them having issues. So we use the medicated, but it's Chick Starter, and we will feed them this until they're somewhere between 16 and 18 weeks. When they're going to lay, then we phase this out and we go to a layer feed. We talked about all the little supplies you need. The one last thing, you're bringing them home, you're dipping them in the water, getting them used to that, showing them the food. They're kind of on their own. But the one thing, and it's the funnest thing, you need to get them imprinted on you. Holly is the master at this, at sitting down here and picking them up nicely, talking to them, getting them used to jumping on her hands, saying hi. They're used to her voice, they're used to how she looks. They are imprinting on her and me as the alphas. They need to know that when we call them when they're bigger, that they come running, that there's a reason, but that they're not running to every other human or every other thing that's out there. So don't get in your trough, but get down in here and pick them up, talk to them, touch them, rub their back, get to know them and let them get to know you so that you're imprinted on them. I'm going to cut here, and then we're going to come back once we get our chicks. We'll show you how they have adapted to this on day 1. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, we're back. It's in the evening. The girls have been here for about 6 hours, and they're doing just fine. A lot of them are down there on the feeder, jumping on the feeder. A bunch of them are drinking. Everybody's been at both feeders, both waterers. They're coming and going. They're snoozing under the heat lamp. Pretty spread out, so that tells me I got the temperature pretty good. But they're doing a lot of eating. There's one that's a little distressed. You can hear her.
But otherwise, they're eating and drinking. They're running around. And they're just being fun. So we've been trying to spend some time with them and not pick them up yet, but let them get used to seeing us and hearing our voice and all that. But they're moving around quite a bit. Just me talking kind of throws them a little bit, but they're really enjoying it. So anyways, a success. We got 40 total, 20 of the barred Plymouth Rock and 20 of the Isa Brown. So it's been a successful day here. We're happy. So thanks for watching. Hope everybody, we'll have plenty of videos of the chicks. We just love these girls. So there'll be plenty of videos coming up of little chicks. Everybody take care. Have a good weekend.